Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Pemko number 95518 BDGW NT. This is a bright dip gold anodized aluminum adjustable oak top residential threshold is what this is. So let's dissect the part number. So the 95518, that means that this is a residential style threshold that's going to have an aluminum face on it. It will have an adjustable feature to the top of the threshold and is capped with some wood on the back. Specifically, this is a BDG, a bright dip gold model, and it's available in aluminum, a clear anodized, in a mill aluminum finish, a dark bronze, and a satin nickel as well for the face of this. All of them will feature this vinyl moisture barrier that's pressure fit into there. And that's obviously there to help prevent any water from getting inside of this adjustable top. That vinyl moisture barrier can be bought separately. They do fatigue with enough time and traffic, but the one that I have installed on the front of my home, it's 10 years old, and it is by no means in need of any repair at this point, or replacement I should say. But that can be bought separately. The 95518 also means that this threshold is 5 3/4 wide, not this one, but we'll get to that in a moment, 5 3/4 wide, okay, and has a 5-degree bevel out here. This is a W model, so you've got the 95518, then your finish, A, D, A, BDG, D, and then SN for the 4 different finishes. Then you have a W. That means that the adjustment is wood, and it's obviously oak on these thresholds. Your adjustment screws are here. We'll go over that in a moment. There's NT at the end, narrow trim. That makes this threshold no longer 5 3/4. It makes it 5 9/16 wide. This piece of oak trim is a 1/4 inch versus the standard 7/16 thickness. Okay, NT means narrow trim on the back. Now this is adjustable. It is adjustable up to a total of a 1/4 inch. Okay, and that is accomplished with these adjusting lugs that are in here. I get asked the question often if these can be replaced. I've asked Pemko often. The answer is no, all the time. Those lugs cannot be replaced. Some people will want to get in there and replace that piece of wood trim, and on being advised from Pemko, it's not possible. So if someone is able to do it, please edify the rest of us and post a video how you went around doing it. And I'll sure link it in the website. So a 1/4 inch adjustment. Let's go over the rest of the dimensions of this item. There is an image below this video showing everything important dimensionally about it. This is, again, 5 9/16 wide with the NT or narrow trim. Okay. It is 1/2 inch out here, and you can see the feature to that extrusion, and that allows for the addition of an extension. And those part numbers are EXT. EXT for extension. Then you'll have 3 options: a 3/4 inch wide, a 2 inch wide, and a 3 inch wide. So if you wanted a 2 inch, it would be EXT2 BDG, so it matches the finish, and then your length. If you wanted 3/4, it'd be EXT3/4 BDG. EXT3 for the 3 inch version. That gets hooked into this profile, and then it snaps onto the underside of the extrusion here, and it stays in very securely. Okay, the extensions are available. Now over here, you've got a height that you're starting out with. Okay, 1.1 inch, and that's at its minimum, and that will allow you to get that up a 1/4 inch. Okay, that's what that is. Very nice, attractive finish. Now what you'll notice is, what I mean is, the bright dip gold is very handsome. This piece of oak trim is very handsome. It looks very nice, very well made. What you'll notice on this is there are no holes for screws, and that's because the folks that buy these are manufacturing wood frames, or they're doing door work, or they're pre-hanging, the actual jamb itself is typically built with the threshold in mind in terms of it being a structural member to the bottom of the frame. If this were to be a 6-foot piece, I've seen mullions, prepped to sit right on top of these. Obviously, otherwise the jambs are nailed right into the side of the wood that's here. Is how that's done, and this becomes an actual part of the threshold. And you might sit that down into a bead of caulk is how you'll do it, but that's the bottom line. I am asked often what a water pan is. A water pan is an option that you can elect with that, and it's nothing other than a very thin piece of sheet metal, generally aluminum. Can also be done in brass, and it is just there to be a barrier between any moisture that got underneath the threshold and your sill. The aluminum sheet metal water pan is so inexpensive that you could choose to discard it, I suppose, if you didn't use it. But I think it's very inexpensive to put, etc. Okay. Now, I've been asked several times by people, how do you replace these? Well, if they're structural to the frame itself, there's really no reasonable way to extract that out and replace it, is the bottom line. That is just how these are manufactured, and I don't have a good suggestion as to how to replace them, other than the obvious, other than trying to extricate that threshold out of there by cutting through whatever fasteners might be included, staples or whatever the case is, trying to not damage the frame and putting a new threshold in. And that's not the intention when they're building the material. It's meant to not come out that way. Okay. That 5-degree bevel is obviously there to help prevent any rain. The inclusion of a door sweep right over this area would certainly be a good idea. A bristle or a nylon silicone neoprene. Many of those options are equally good. Vinyl's not your first option because it will degrade with exposure to extreme temperature and ultraviolet light as well. Here is a link below this video to what's called the cut sheet. It's just a very good technical drawing of this item that will show you that. There's also a link below this video to the Pemko manufacturer page, which will allow you to pull up their entire catalog so that you can review this item along with their sister items. And really how they differ is obviously finish, but you can have adjustable, non-adjustable. You can have oak and aluminum top. You can have that 7/16 trim or the 1/4-inch thick trim. Okay, you can have 3 3/4 size. You can have 5 3/4 size. You can have outswing versions of these, and then of course your ability to add the extensions out here. Okay, you can have them that are all aluminum on the exterior, where this is aluminum and the back trim is aluminum as well. So and then of course, like I said earlier, fixed top that are vinyl, fixed top that are aluminum as well. Now the name Pemko is synonymous with all things weather stripping related, not only thresholds like this for residential doors, but of course door sweeps. They can do the curved in style weather stripping for the jamb and the head, things of that nature, but not only residential, commercial as well. Thresholds, door sweeps, perimeter gasketing, material made of aluminum, stainless steel, architectural browns as well. If you have any questions on the Pemko number 95518 BDGW NT residential threshold or any other Pemko product, please feel free to reach out to us.